Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Yoruus speaking and welcome to the introduction summary video for multiplayer game number 85 that was streamed on 16 June. So this is exactly the same game that was streamed, so if it's going to be uploaded, it's going to be there. The link to the stream is in here. In this game, I've got Tony the Bomb, Twinsen, Kip, Enki Shumi, and Enki Lucky Strike, and it's going to be a 6-player free-for-all game. So, if you do not want to know how the game went, stop watching right now and just go to the first position of the playlist, since this is going to be the re-uploaded game, or you can check the chat. The stream link is in here. Basically, I'm sorry about a little bit of this confusion, but I'll probably will re-upload from now on the games that I will stream, because YouTube sometimes have trouble to, I don't know how to call it, digest the video and re-upload it like it should be. A couple of those games were actually done like that, and a couple of those were not. So I'm just gonna re-upload those games like that. So one more time, if you do not want to know how the game went, stop watching right now and check out the first position of the playlist. Well, the next position of the playlist. And if you want to know what happened, so you can decide what to do, do you want to watch the game or not, then check out, or if you already watched the game, then check out what I have to say after the after actually I played this game. So as you can see, I rolled Korea. Yep, I rolled Korea. Korea is a really excellent civ. I was really happy and enthusiastic there when I saw that I got Korea. Korea is a great science civ. Now, what happened? What happened? Let's get a little bit back. I started off on the coast. Yeah, we've got players. Enki Lucky Strike was playing Sweden. Kip was playing India. Twinsen was playing Celts. Tony was playing Siam. And Shumi rolled of Maya. So let's be honest, most of those civs are really strong. Siam, craziness, pure craziness when it comes to city states. You actually have be able to friend them or alliance them. Maya, Maya is just Maya. It's craziness. Celts, if the land is good, are pretty strong as well. India, powerhouse late game. Sweden, a little underrated civ. But if you play them correctly and you got a lot of friendships throughout the game and you actually use those great peasants, you can control a lot of city-states as well. You can get a lot of great scientists. And get me wrong, if you get friendship from 5 players, that's like playing Babylon. But it works for every single great peasant. So, pretty nice setup. As you can see, this guy there is absolutely laughing, so he's happy that he's got Korea. So I started off in here on the coast and was like thinking, okay, I don't see any fish, I don't see nothing, but I see a mountain and mining luxury with a river. That's a no-brainer. I'm gonna plant in here and I'm gonna be happy about it and just focus on science. Now, I absolutely did decided to go tradition. I actually haven't met too many people, so there was quite a nice piece of land in here. So I absolutely decided to go tradition and get like 4 cities and focus on science. The problem is, though, that you can possibly see a little bit later on in here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, too fast. Yeah, go, move somewhere useful. There we go. That's the problem. The problem was basically that hello car. The problem was that I get only 2 unique luxuries. Though I did get Lake Victoria and was like, oh yeah, Lake Victoria, so awesome. I only saw 2 unique luxuries in here. So as you can see, I get gems and I got silk. And basically that's it. There's copper somewhere in here. There's one more luxury in here that I was not that eager to go to, since I had a pretty nice mountain range. So what I actually decided to do is to plant 4 cities well, initially I was planning to go with a city in here, but because of stream chat, I like the idea to plant a coastal city. So I had three ideas, well, three ideas. Plant a city in here, plant a city on the coast, and plant a city somewhere in here. Or just plant a city in here and plant a city on the coast. But after a little bit of consideration, I thought like, okay, I can, with 2 luxuries, I definitely cannot support 5 cities. So I decided to plant 1 coastal city in here and then go to the mountain in here. As I thought, I did. Well, could I say that worked well? Well, let me just show you what did. So, I'm not saying I was doing bad. Like, the bad. You can see, well, come on, Yoruus, you can see the -3 happiness. This is how my land looks. This is where I plan my city. So, I did have food theoretically in the start, especially in Busan, but I was struggling so much for the happiness. I was really struggling so much for the happiness, where, for example, Tony absolutely did not. He planted 3 cities really nicely. Well, basically, everybody was doing good, in my opinion. My problem was, I don't have the happiness. I theoretically do have the food, but it's just not working like I would like it to work. So, for a large portion of the game, I was struggling with happiness. And on top of that, my capital was not that good on hammers. So, I really didn't have that much options to build up wonders. So what I decided to do, well, basically I missed every single wonder, and I kind of knew because Tony was getting a really great start, great life into Oracle, into Petra, Hanging Gardens, and he was like saying he's got like 50 hammers in his capital, something like that. And he was doing really great on science. Thanks to one more thing, this game is played without bulbing great scientists, so you can only plant them. So he had that early great scientist. So I kind of knew that every single wonder I would like to get, I can't without great engineer at this stage of the game. So what I decided to do is just focus on growth and science, which Korea is really good, working specialist slots. So I decided to just work in that and try to go kind of a glass cannon. Well, my land is pretty nice in here, don't get me wrong. 1 tile passage in here, pretty nice defensive spot in here. Same goes in here. I specifically plan on bananas just to have a really nice defensive spot in here, which was not that useful later on, but still. And this city is a pretty good defensive spot as well. So cults in the west, Siam in the east, and basically I'm in the middle. So I know I can't fight, I know I can't race from wonders, so what I did decide is try to build up as much as possible and get as much science as fast as possible. I was really struggling with the happiness for a large portion of the game, of the early game. I just couldn't grow my cities. So yes, I was doing pretty not bad at science, but well, I was just not growing fast enough that I would want, and I was definitely not in a position to get any wonders that I would really love to get. I got a couple. I think I got what did I actually get? Well, Terracotta Army I did get. Did I get any other wonder? I actually don't. Temple of Artemis. Yeah, I got Temple of Artemis and Terracotta Army. I think there's are only 2 wonders that I really get in the early game. It was pretty hard on that one. I tried a couple of more wonders, but I believe I just did not have the option to get it. So I tried maybe 1 more, and that's it. So focus on science, focus on economy, growing up, having happiness, and focusing on culture, city-state. I was really trying to get city-state allies as much as possible, especially culture, city-state, that actually Tony was fighting for them as well with Siam, and that's such a huge capital. He was doing a really great job at it. So let's just go on and see what. Okay, so I skipped quite a lot of turns in here. Basically, in my side, not too much did happen. as you can see, they were rolling on gold. Kip was rolling on gold. Tony was 43 gold. I was trying to focus gold on gold as much as possible. There we go. You see his capital? Look at that beast. Give the gift. Yeah, I was fighting for that city-state with culture. Using actually gold on it. I know it was that much worry, but I really wanted to have extra culture. So look at that. 40 pop on my capital, 20 pop on his. And all the wonders in here. Petra, Henning Gardens. He was just like, there was no army, no early war, no nothing. So Tony was just spamming wonder. So I decided to rush to modern era because I knew that I can't go industrialization and get factories basically to get ideology. So I decided to rush to modern era to get radio. And at this stage of the game I was doing pretty nice, don't get me wrong. I got observatories, universities, focusing on science, rationalism, opener, 368 science at turn 112. It's not that bad, but the problems started to arise really quickly. Well, what problems could you have? Lack of hammers, and let's just call it spies, okay? Spies. I got problem with spies in this game. Okay, this one of those screenshots that just picture what was going on in this game. Yes, I did get modern era first. I got freedom ideology, so less food. Still struggling for happiness. I actually decided, well, for a moment there I had the happiness, was trying to get some city-state allies, kind of trade some stuff around, so I was able to get rationalism 3 basically up to trading post before I got how's it called? Well, the thing in freedom, you get longer golden ages and less unhappiness for specialist slots. And I actually messed that up a little bit there. I was almost at natural golden age and I was almost timing it right, but I was kind of greedy. Well, didn't think my basically straight at that little stage. I was wanting to get city quests done, and actually Shumi did agree to trade me some stuff for city quests. And I actually forgot about it, so I was like planning all out to the turn, get social policy, get natural golden age, and then boom, I made a deal and I messed that up absolutely. But I finally got it, but the first golden age was not lasting as long as it could last. But let's focus on this one, diplomacy overview. Look at that. Tony the Bomb. Modern era, of course. And we got Great Library, Oracle, Hangouts, Angkor Wat, Chichen Itza, Machu Picchu, Boston Tower, Himeji Castle, Listen Chapel, Forbidden Palace, Taj Mahal, Brandenburg Gate, Alhambra, Leaning Tower of Pisa, Petra, Global Trade, Theatre, Patinen. Is this Egypt AI or what? I haven't seen in a single free-for-all game that somebody would get so many wonders in one game. Basically, I don't know how to call it. We all have peace, but Tony with his capital was just going crazy. Yes, I had that science lead. I had a really nice science at this stage of the game. My production was bad. I was struggling with happiness still, but my science was nice. And I was thinking like, okay, maybe I can do it. I specifically put my spy into the capital to forbid stealing. But let's face it, my spy killed 2 spies in this game, both from India. One at the start, I was really happy. Oh yeah, I gotcha, level 2 spy. This is going to work great. But after this initial success, my spy was a total disaster. I think overall, throughout the course of the game, everybody stole around 15-20 techs of me, with Tony stealing at least 5 or 6 techs. So though I had a nice science lead, I really was doing great with science wars. That's Korea, so I think I played them pretty well in this game, considering the land I got and the situation I've been in. But they were just stealing tech after tech after tech after tech. So though I was rolling really good with science, it didn't matter in the late game. basically. It didn't matter, they caught up quite nicely with the science there. So, well, what can I say? Situation became a little bit unpleasant at some point. And here we are. I finally got nukes. Now, this was a little bit of a misunderstanding, basically. I did get a uranium, but basically I went upper bracket. I got bomb shelters first, which wasn't that nice. But I bought 3 nukes, and I did nuke Tony. But that was not the greatest idea. Basically, because he stole so many techs, he had nukes earlier than me, especially I went upper brackets. I was rolling 1.6k science. Don't get me wrong, that's a pretty decent number. 1.6 science on the 4th city. So I got the nukes, I got the tech lead, but that didn't matter because he had so much gold, he had so much hammers, and on top of that, with World Congress, he got culture from those wonders. He got culture from those wonders, so he got enormous amounts of culture. I think he was peaking at some point with 500 culture return. With all the city-state allies, all the wonders, and World Congress and all that stuff, he was just killing me in social policy. I couldn't compete with that in long term. So I tried to nuke it, and as you can see, I nuke it bad. I went 2 nukes on his capital, and 1 nuke on not Jungle Bomb. Yeah, I actually decided to nuke Bombtown. Instead of that, I should have nuked every city once. Then I would be pretty much in a better shape. Probably I could have been in a better shape if I would just rush nukes early on and just started the war. Maybe then I would be in a better shape. Though Tony was preparing to attack me, don't get me wrong. He had a deal with India, which in my personal opinion was not the greatest of his ideas in this game, that backfired later on him. So he had a deal with India that he's gonna kill me, he's gonna kill the Celts, and he's gonna kill Shumi before they will fight with each other, and in the meantime Kip is gonna kill Sweden. For me, I was saying, it's a bad idea, man. It's absolutely bad. I mean, why do you attack person that is absolutely last in here? Why do you attack? You should attack the guy that's pretty strong in your back before you go and attack the front. Otherwise, you're gonna have to front war. But he didn't listen to me, and yep, I did have the initial nukes, but that didn't help me much with that amount of gold and all that stuff. Basically, there we go. This is what happened. I absolutely lost the capital. I was absolutely slaughtered really quickly. Though I was kind of prepared for that to happen. Don't get me wrong, I knew that I don't have hammers, I don't have gold to compete with him. My only chance was to have a superior technological advantage that I absolutely had. For a moment there I was 5% tech ahead, with no great scientist bells that just, you can't catch up to 5% being ahead in tech basically, unless you get a lot of more cities, which he didn't have. But because of those spies, I was like, oh no, you stole again, no, you stole again, and no, you stole again. So he basically caught up, but with his huge hammer and gold advantage and city-state advantage, culture advantage, well, he just ruffle stopped me. I was kind of expecting that to happen. I had really no doubts that I don't stand a chance in a open confrontation with him, and actually that's what happened. He did take my capital with paratroopers, rocket artillery, atomic bombs. In the end, the meantime, team took Sweden. Celts were fighting with Maya, but yeah, basically at this point was GG. I lost my capital. I'll stay for a couple of more turns, but then I got nuked again and again, so I couldn't do much. So I left the game. Thanks for the game, basically. Got slaughtered pretty badly. So let me tell you what happened later on. So what happened later on is Tony did attack Twinsen, but when India actually did kill Sweden, he decided to change the deal a little bit. So he did a sneaky attack on Tony, taking his capital, his huge, great, happy culture capital away from him. And then basically the others didn't have a chance. because Kip was not that far behind. Shumi was like having stealth almost, but he didn't have the cash because he was at war with Twinsen, so his empire was pretty much damaged, and Kip was not that far behind. So they decided to concede to India. So India Kip, really GG, good game, really good game. So summarizing this, I think Tony had a really excellent start, really good things going on. I think he could cruise easily for a culture victory. He wouldn't even have to fight with me, Shumi and Twinsen basically. I don't think that they could threaten him. He could easily, with all his wonders, he could go to internet and he would just kill everybody in tourism, really. With so many wonders, so many culture from wonders, even the landmarks was passed. So having so much landmarks in there, there was enormous amounts of culture. He could just focus on killing India. I don't think I could have taken him out in open warfare. Yeah, I could get a couple of nukes, maybe. Well, he saw I'm peaceful basically, that I'm not going for nukes or trying to rush anything. So I think that was the best mistake that just caused him the demise. Of course, you could argue, well, he had a deal and India broke deal, but yet it's just how free for all works. If you make a deal, well, at the end you want to win. So basically making a deal, we're not gonna fight until somebody's gonna die, are a little bit risky, right? Because at some point, for example, the player that you made the deal with could stall killing somebody before you would actually want to fight with him. So for example, in this instance, if Tony was just fighting, he would get me, he would get Twinsen, he would get Celts, he would have 3 empires, and India would have only 1.5. Well, let's say 2 empires. So 2 empires against 3 empires in an open warfare. Well, it's kind of reasonable that, well, theoretically, that he acted a little bit unhonorable and attacked him in his weak times, basically. But that caused him to win. Maybe not the most nice way to win, but at the end, it was just the way to win in the end. So this is how this ended, and this is how the game went for me. I kind of enjoyed this game. I really enjoyed this game, especially, well, I enjoyed the TeamSpeak chat. It was pretty fun and enthusiastic having the chat with all the players, except Lucky Strike, who was not on the TeamSpeak. I kind of like that I had to struggle in this game to just squeeze maximum science from my land and from my civ with having only 2 luxuries for 4 cities and such good opponents. I think on that part I did pretty well. I had no doubt that I will be in open war, I will get killed, so I kind of decided to go glass cannon science focus to just get that science advantage that could allow me to be safe for a second or try to survive. So I was hoping to get bomb shelters, defensive nukes, but with so many tech steals, I just had to do something, but that something was just not enough. I didn't slow him down enough, maybe enough for him not to win, but in the end, not enough for me to survive. So GG, good game everyone, and well, as usual, I consider this game a success because Shumi didn't win. So, if you haven't watched the game, I invite you to watch it. I enjoyed it a lot, as usual, and I hope you will enjoy it too. So, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Best wishes, Yoruus.